everybody. I'm Rusty Nelson. First thing right out of the bat, this is probably New Year's Day for most of you that are watching this, and a very happy New Year. I have a feeling that it's going to be a great New Year's down in the villages, or let's all hope so anyway. The first part of this, 2022, I had a great year, and I took a little time off from the videos between holidays here and just sat back and relaxed. But got to put this one out on New Year's and start the new year off. And I hope everybody out there, well, first of all, thank you so much for subscribing. Man, I can't tell you how much I appreciated that through the year. A lot of you jumped in and smashed that like button. That helped also. I hope you had a wonderful time and escaped all the flight cancellations, because I'll tell you what, luckily I wasn't traveling around, but for those that did, there was a lot of flight cancels, and I hope everybody got where they wanted to. So on this video, even though this is a video dealing mostly with the villages, the retirement community, that type of thing in the surrounding areas in Florida, you know, we've done some with Bob and Liz. Hey, Bob and Liz, Happy New Year. We've done some restaurant reviews, and I always love going out with them, and also meeting people around the square. I think it's so much fun when people come up and say hi. I really appreciate it. Kind of cracks me up a little bit, makes me smile when I go home. But this video, I get a lot of questions through the year. Hey, let's, for instance, I heard you did a really in-depth video on bonds and taxes and how and why that all comes about, and the CDD and that type of thing. And I keep doing the same thing over. What I'm going to do is show you where you can get a lot of information and show you how you can search on, say, well, anybody's YouTube channel, really, and get information from that. In other words, you can just type in bonds, taxes, on my YouTube site, and it'll bring everything that I've talked about up on that. We'll show you that. It's pretty simple. Also, a couple other places where you can get information. Now, one of the places you can get information, obviously, is from the YouTubers, you know, and there's people that have been doing this longer than I have. Skip Smith, Jerry and Linda, the newcomers, Gold Wing Nut, Papa Pineapple. A lot of these people have been doing this. Happy New Year's to all you folks. And so you can always get information about that. So people that are thinking about coming down here, we're going to talk about how you can get information outside of Rusty's little bubble here, and how you can look this up on the YouTube channels in particular. So we're going to get started on that in a second here. First thing, let's talk about, I'm sure you've heard of a book called Inside the Bubble. Now, there's something new with that. Let's check this out for a second here. For all you folks that are thinking about coming down to the villages, I know when I first did, first thing I started doing is listening to people on YouTube. Little did I know I was going to become one of them. But I also, Ryan Erisman, had this book out that was called, and this is it right here on Amazon, Inside the Bubble. And it pretty much covers just about anything you want. I'll put the link to this down below. Also, he's got a website that has a newsletter that's free. You can, I'm pretty sure it's free. You can go ahead and sign up for that. It's kind of nice. You get some info every once in a while. It comes in the email. You don't get pestered. But this book will tell you just about anything you want to know, and then some about the villages. But also, he's got, I know a lot of people are just like looking partly at the villages, but he's also got this book coming out for 2023, or has come out. And you can get this on Kindle or paperback. I'll put the link to Amazon for this also. But 2023 Florida Retirement Handbook. So this kind of covers everything about retiring to Florida. And then also he has something coming out. If you sign up to his newsletter or whatever blog, you'll probably see it, is some type of master class, which is, I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm telling you it's coming. And if it's anything like his books, you'll enjoy it. So that's one area that if you're looking at coming to Florida and doing this. The other one is, besides listening to us YouTuber folks, is you can look on the individual websites now, or YouTube websites. And I'll show you. Let's jump over to my YouTube website, and I'll show you how you can kind of scour around this, and also some of the high points that I think you may want to look at. Because remember, well, let's jump over there, and we'll talk about it there. Here we are on the famous YouTube. So this is basically what your page should look like going on to YouTube. Now, this can be done either on a TV, or you can search this way on the desktop. Obviously, I'm doing this on the desktop, and I'll kind of refer to the TV in a second here. But just type in Rusty the Villages, might be what you search. And what you're looking for is this right here, this round disc. Now, this is me in the snow, and I took this actually the first year I think that I even thought about coming up to the Villages. And then below that, you'll see the separate, you can kind of scrub, just put your cursor over it and it'll show you what's on there. You'll see the different videos in no particular order. But if you click, what you should do is subscribe, of course. But if you click on this, then what comes up is almost like a web page, which is really kind of cool. And this is almost like a website. Now, usually the trailer will start playing right away, which is actually the first, before I even came down here. And it was me saying, hey, I think I'm coming down to the Villages. I'm starting this website, blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what to expect. And for me right now, who knew I was going to be on here this long? But what you'll start to see underneath this is playlist. So what I've done is divide them up into kind of sections. And the first section is just all the videos. So the latest video I did, which is the first one right here, is the SantaCon South, as I call it, or the Santa pub crawl. Oh, well, I'm thinking about that really quick. Next year, I believe tentatively right now, it's going to be, unless something happens, December 9th. And we got some fun stuff, I think, that I'm planning in there, which is kind of cool. And the list basically covers all of the videos that I've done. So all of them are on there. But if you go down to the next one, is the Villages, Florida lifestyle visit from first phone call until I actually bought my home. Now, click on that, or if you click on this right here, it'll just start playing them all, right? If you click on this, you'll actually come up on another page, and you can see a list of basically from my very first phone call. You can click on that and it'll bring it up. And you can click on shuffle over here. There's a bunch of different options, but each one of the videos dealing with that particular playlist. The next playlist is questions and answers. Okay, so this is from the comments sections from you guys. And I picked some that I think are pertinent to a lot of people. But also, let me say, I do not have a personal email that I talk back and forth. I try to use YouTube. So if you send me a comment that is personal, right, nobody will see it except for me, because I review every single comment that goes out there, because I try to keep the trash out of there and the nonsense. There's no reason for you guys to listen to some of this goofy stuff that people write. Anyway, if you write something personal in there, you can just write personal, do not list, do not show, or something like that. And it'll never go anywhere, but I'll take some notes on there. And anyway, that's what that's about. But if your comment is something that I think everybody could benefit from, I will hold on to that. And it may be 2-3 weeks until I actually do it, but you won't see it pop up until I've actually done it on one of the shows. So that's the questions and answers. So outside and inside the bubble, things to do in and around the Villages. In this section, click on that, And you'll see all kinds of stuff that, like, here is the trains, going to see the trains during Christmas time, the parade. This is a walk around Sumter Landing. I have one that I just did right now that I'll be up soon, walking around the Brownwood paddock. And this is the boat trip. All types of things I've done, including such things as going outside, like going to the springs for kayaking, that type of thing. And if you look, some of it's just all the things that I've done in different parades and that type of thing. Gloria and I went to the spa in Brownwood and had dinner and stayed there. That was a lot. That was a lot of fun. That was during just about a year ago, Super Bowl. Go Eagles, go Birds. Got to put that in there, right? And quick tips. So if you go into quick tips, this kind of covers a lot of stuff. And some big ones that were in there, like Medicare. This one right here is how to easily grease up your garage door. This is on the Apple AirTags. Medicare, Social Security. I had a broker come in and talk about that. Really good. If you're approaching that, you definitely want to watch that one. Golf cart tips and tricks, installing lights up above your cabinets, that type of thing. And then the last one down here is I spent a lot of time going around to not all of them, but man, a majority of them. It took a while to do. It's in 4 parts about the rec centers. So if you're somebody new and you're trying to learn about the rec centers and what's around here, all the way up north to all the way south, and I'll probably do another one here as they start to open up more. But here's the thing. If you are looking for something particular, now I did let me make sure this is going to show up on there. Yeah. If a lot of people ask about the video I did because it's pretty comprehensive on learning about the bonds, CDD, taxes, that type of stuff down in Florida, because it's completely different than what you're used to around different parts of the country. Right here is the little magnifying glass, whatever you want to call it, and search, right? Just type in, all you have to do is, and this will go out and it will search the dialogue and text in my YouTube channel. Let's say bonds. I want to talk about bonds. That's it, right? You want to see about bonds. So here are everywhere where I probably said something about bonds and taxes, but the main one right here, the villages, bonds, taxes, maintenance fees, and CDD. This explains what that's all about. Let's say you wanted to do being single. Just type in single in there and hit enter, and up comes being single, retirement, because that was a big thing for me coming down there. I was single, and I still am single. If you wanted to look up, let's say, lights. I did this in the lights. Here's installing lights, smart stuff, lights in there, that type of thing. You'll be able to find it that way. Now, I'm not sure. There's probably is some way you can search when you're on. Let me go back up to, that's about all I really have for that, but that gives you an idea of how you can search. So I'm going to go right back into the full screen here. Hang on a second. Like I was saying, that kind of gives you an idea of how you can search on there. And I tried to make it easy. So if you're on a big screen, all right, you can just go into the search, Rusty Nelson Villages. You can type in there into search and you'll see that round disc. And when you hit that round disc, you can click on that and up on your TV screen will come those same playlists. So you'll be able to do the same thing on your screen. So I kind of hope that helps out, because I kept getting different things about people asking that type of thing. I also got questions, well, how do I watch from the beginning of your quote adventure in the villages and buying a home and that type of thing? Well, that's how you do it. You can just go in and type that and you'll see that playlist in there. I hope that helps out people looking, searching, and you can do that on almost any website. There is one more thing I'll show you that's kind of cool. Hang on a second here. Let me get this back up. This is the last video I did on the Santa parade. And what I've started doing is a little time consuming doing this, but I'll try to enlarge this so you can see this, get myself off of here. And if you look down at the bottom now, there's chapters in here. So if you go to a video and you want to see a certain chapter. So here's, if you look, it says awards for best dressed golf cart and Santa. So that's kind of the awards. And if you just let loose there, that's exactly what it's going to come up to. You can see, if you go down here, you can see the chapters right here. So he lists all the chapters, that type of thing. So you can actually just go and click.
I actually thought I was going to get here early, and I came down as fast as I could.
And it actually goes right to the section at Edna's. So if you come on here, you can actually search through by looking on there and clicking off one of these. This is when we went to Brownwood. This is the pictures of Santa Cotton at the very end. I did just a montage of pictures that I had in there. So I kind of hope that helps you out a lot and kind of getting you started if you want to research things, especially because now I've been doing this for what, a year and a half or something like that. So if you want to go back and look at certain things, or hey, I wonder if he covered that type of thing. Also, if there's updates to certain things that are in there, YouTube won't let us update the video itself. So sometimes I'll have to go ahead and do a complete update. Like this year, when it comes time right around my birthday, I do my filter day, where I go through and there's a video on that about all the filters that I've done everywhere, from my vacuum cleaner to the microwave to all these different things, that I kind of take a day off and sit back and do that. Well, I've added some things into that, so I'll probably have to reshoot that, and I'll pull that one down and put a new one up. Anyway, I hope this helps you get started on the new year. It's like I had so much fun at SantaCon this year. I can't wait until we do it again next year, which is going to be really fun. And we'll keep you updated on that. Hopefully I'll do some stuff on pickleball this year as I get into it more and more. Things are kind of changing as the tournaments and stuff goes. Like there's one group now you have to sign up for Dupra. If you're a pickleball person, you know about that. And pickleball is really big down in the villages. If you have any questions, comments, that type of thing, please put them down. If you have story ideas, if you'd like me to come do a story, obviously I can't do everything, but sometimes I find some things that are really interesting, that are interesting to me. If you have comments like that, go ahead or ideas for a story or an interesting person. Don't get offended if I don't do it, because I can't do everything. But if you have an interesting person, somebody that's really interesting, that is a villager that lives among us, it'd be kind of fun to do those kind of stories this year. I'd like to give that a shot. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. I hope everybody is having a great New Year's Day today, if that's the day you're watching it. If not, have a great rest of the New Year's. And I also hopefully I'll be trying to do, I think like on Wednesdays, I'll put out the quick tips, and on Sunday afternoons or so, I'll put out the regular video. Anyway, thank you to the folks that stopped me down there. I always love talking to everybody. That's kind of a fun part about this video thing. And thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and I hope you have a great new year. I'll either see you down in the villages or I'll see you back here on YouTube. Have a wonderful day.